We did it, team. We made it another few days into the week. We're still here. Somehow we are surviving. The work week continues, but hey, we're going to keep covering the news and we're going to keep covering memes because you know what? That's just what we do. It's what we do here. I hope you all are enjoying it as much as I am bringing it to you. But we're going to pull up the first story. The first story is actually not in a group, but it involves a giant waffle iron. Yep, Elon Musk says it can't make gigantic waffles too. SpaceX, the first grid fin for the next generation super heavy booster. Redesigned grid fins are 50% larger and higher strength, moving from 4 fins to 3 for vehicle control while enabling the booster to descend at higher attack angles. Guys, these things are hard to comprehend just how big Super Heavy and Starship really are. But if you look at it, there's a guy standing in this one for scale. So let's get this pulled up real quick. You can see this is the one of the grid fins. And this person is very small. So where are these grid fins? They're these little objects on the side. So if you think about how small that person is on that grid fin, these things are insanely large. And I love Elon for making them. They're amazing. I love watching all of the launches. If you ever get a chance to go see one in person, I highly encourage you to. I believe our friend from the Village chat band was able to go watch one with Jennifer and some other folks. Guys, I would love to go see one of these someday, but we're going to move on. Giant waffle. Actually, we're not. Real quick, I want to show you. There are some good memes that came out of this. Yes, there is going to be a giant waffle, but look at this. Just so many good memes. My favorite, though, is this, and we'll have this one also in the memes section. Oh, chat band's in the chat. There we go. It was amazing. Go to a rocket launch. I absolutely want to. I will get to it. I promise. Someday I will. Whether it's a Falcon 9 or a Starship, I just really want to see SpaceX launch something because they are like Yeetus Maximus for sure. And guys, just rocket launches in general are so cool. I don't care what the flat earthers say. Hitting the firmament, going over and just big fireworks, all the other nonsense excuses. I still want to see it. But we're getting into the immigration section. Part of this involves CARE because CARE and the Muslim Brotherhood are not from the United States. But guess what? They're here. CARE is implicated. Why? Because the founders of CARE, founded by leaders from the Brotherhood. The U.S. network gets implicated too. That's right. And there's no one in D.C. that wants to cross these folks. They're not designated as a terror organization like they should be. They explicitly state that they want the dissolution and removal of Israel, which is kind of a little extreme. I don't know why they can't just get along. But the Council for American Islamic Relations, I believe, is what it stands for. But it was founded by this Nihad and Omar, public relations director for the Islamic Association for Palestine. So lots of connections there as well. Guys, they should designate CARE a foreign terrorist organization. Absolutely. We shouldn't tolerate extreme Islamists inside of our borders. I'm fine if you want to be a Muslim. Just don't think you need to take over the entire country and change our way of life. If that's what you want to do, stay wherever you came from. That's fine. We also get a fun little clip here as we transition immigration over to Gavin Newsom talking about how unfortunate and upset he is with Trump's plans to redistrict and try and correct some of the illegal voting that was going on in some of these states, because it turns out the only states that the Democrats won in the last election were ones that didn't have voter ID, because that's not suspicious at all. They want to use immigration to change districts. Guess what? We're going to change districts the other way, and we're going to do it the right way, the legal way, not using illegals. But Newsom's always awful and funny to listen to, so let's hear it.
That we're affirming our independent commission, and we're calling for a national independent commission as well.
That's how you know he's a real politician, guys. He points with his thumb, just like Obama and everybody else. If you're pointing with their thumb, You know they're a real politician, guys.
Well, I think it's pretty sick and pathetic. And it just said everything you need to know, the setting that we're under. That they chose the time, manner, and place to send their district director outside right when we're about to have this press conference. Said everything you know about Donald Trump's America. And that was top down. You know that for a fact.
Yes. We are pro-American. And yeah, that's it.
They'll deny it, I'm sure. Maybe they won't deny it. It said everything you know about the authoritarian tendencies of the President of the United States. I said it a moment ago, wake up, America, wake up.
This is the guy who cleaned up the streets of San Francisco for the communists that came to visit. Yeah, I don't know how people take him seriously. He's literally looks like a psychopath from American Psycho. He's an awful leader for California. He's doing terrible things there. That state is in shambles, and he wants to sit here and talk. But yeah, you can see here, Trump will be running a third term, mark my word. I received in the mail a Trump 28 hat. Well, let's see what conservative alternative has to say. Trump's third term will be great, but his fourth will be even better. Trump 2032. Oh, CA, you're always a good time. But this is what they're talking about here. Karen Bass, another awful leader. This one, the mayor of Los Angeles, has a meltdown after federal agents conducted a raid outside of Newsom's event in Los Angeles. That's what they were just discussing in the last clip. But let's hear this awful person talk a little bit.
In front of the governor.
Believe that this just happened to be a coincidence.
There is no way this was a coincidence. This was
Crispy comes in and says it's the same thing they've been running on, and they still wonder why they lost. Yeah, they have not changed their tune at all, and they got crushed. So I hope they don't change their tune at all. It'll be wonderful. The third term for Trump will be great.
It's widely publicized that the governor and many of our other elected officials were having a press conference here.
Yes, you're allowed to do that. Yep, you're allowed to do that. And you can have a press conference, but don't be surprised if you have illegals hanging out outside your press conference. ICE might show up. Also, it's interesting that Univision has a microphone in front of her. So that's fun.
Talk about redistricting, and they decided they were going to come and thumb their nose in front of the governor's face. Why would you do that? That is unbelievably disrespectful. It's
Nobody cares about disrespecting the governor. Nobody cares. You know who's being disrespectful? The governor and the mayor for supporting the criminals that are destroying some of our bigger cities and our states. So yes, we thumb our nose at them. We thumb all the things at them because they're ridiculous and they aren't learning.
Provocative act. They're talking about disorder in Los Angeles.
Yes, the disorder in Los Angeles that you didn't fix, that they had to send in the National Guard to correct. The one where there was stuff on fire with a person with a Mexican flag waving in the streets of Los Angeles, where they took over the interstate system in Los Angeles in protest. Yes, Trump showed up to fix that with the National Guard because you wouldn't.
And they are the source of the disorder.
No, they're not. No. They're making the order. The disorder is coming from all the criminal aliens.
In Los Angeles right now, this is just completely unacceptable. This is a administration, this is a Customs and Border Patrol that has gone amok.
Yep.
This absolutely has to stop. There was no danger here. There was no need to detain anyone here. And there was certainly no need to
There was absolutely a need to detain somebody because if they were there illegally, that's what ICE is for. That is literally their job. They were doing their job that the mayor and the governor refused to do. They do not enforce the law. So when people have to come in and do it for them, they get a little bit butthurt. And I honestly don't care. They deserve it, every bit of it. So you got here, just recently here, Nick Sotor posts that a suspicious white powder is found in an ICE detention facility in New York City. Guys, the left is full of violence. They are doing a ton of things to try and stop Trump and his enforcement of the law to the point where they are trying to use domestic terrorism. Guys, the use of violence for political change, sending white powder to people in the mail, threatening, because that's implying you're sending them anthrax, right? Anthrax is deadly. You're using violence and sending anthrax to people in the mail as a threat. Even if it's flour, the implication is anthrax. you are using violence or implied violence to try and drive political change, that is terrorism. So the people that are doing terrorism to support the criminal aliens need to be stopped. They need to be stopped now. And in the White House, their media account, guys, is so fun. Like, I'm just saying, I really hope that the person that runs this account, it's made public so that everybody can give them a tip. Buy them a coffee, send them a Cash App. Like, whoever is running this account needs to have all the money. They have earned it. Game over, guys. Deportations are ramping up, and they put this cute little cartoon. Reminds me of old school, like Atari. I love it. Crispy says it's posturing because they don't have a leg to stand on. They absolutely don't. No, they have no law to stand on. They have no legs to stand on. And then they also posted this little nice infographic that shows thickness of lines and where all these deportation flights are going. So like we've always pointed out, guys, it's not an anti-Mexico thing. It's not even an anti-Hispanic thing, an anti-Latin American thing. That's just the left being racist as hell when you point out that criminal aliens are being deported. But as we've talked about on this channel before, across the southern border, there have been reports of people from over 100 different countries of origin. 100. Not 5, not 10, not South America, not Mexico. 100 countries. And you can see from this picture, they are from all over the globe. And they come here illegally, and they need to go. If you want to be here, you can do so legally. Get a visa, get a job, go through the normal process, and we will fully support you doing so. I highly encourage it, in fact, because if you're doing that and you're doing it the right way, it means you respect our laws. If you do it the wrong way and you're disrespecting our country, you can go. That's all there is to it. Nobody gets to do this to other countries, guys. We're one of the only ones dumb enough to let this happen. Crispy says, White House account poster deserves an award. He deserves the Presidential Medal of Freedom or something. So we leave immigration and go into just government. Some overseas government problems here. Tommy Robinson telling us a little bit more about how the UK has fallen. We've talked about it again on this channel multiple times, guys. The UK has fallen. They have succumbed to an invasion. Immigration has overcome them. The migrants that have gone in have just laid waste to what is left. And you can see here, they are receiving reports that a lady who chased an illegal immigrant out of her vulnerable sister's home is now being arrested. The invader was freed and the victim is under arrest. Because if I had to guess, and I haven't seen the details on this yet, but if I had to guess, they're going to argue that the migrant didn't understand. It's a culture change. Just like all the rape cases and everything else, when these migrants are committing heinous acts against the native population, and they're like, oh, you know, they just didn't understand the cultural differences. Guys, you got to respect the differences. Give them a chance. No, you don't. The UK is a silly place now, guys. It's sad to see, but I'm glad that we fought the war we did so that we don't have to care about this anymore. But I do feel bad for them. They need to start doing something about it soon, or it's going to be too late. Got here, Director Kash Patel. FBI has busted an alleged human trafficking ring with 10 children, some under 12, and 17 adults. They were rescued from a filthy Nebraska hotel where they were allegedly trafficked for sex and forced labor. So good to see they're doing some busts. Still don't know what happened with the Epstein list. A lot of the people that are doing it like this, don't get distracted, guys. The Epstein clients are still abusing children. And just like that, the Democrats don't like investigations anymore. Ah, yes, the old wood chipper. The perfect response to people harming children. And Epstein files? Yeah, some of this does start to kind of feel like a little bit of a distraction. I think we need a little more. We need some answers on this stuff, guys. We do. You got here, Conservative Alternative. Thank you very much for posting this. $3 billion for a job that should have been $50 million. Not good. Talking about Powell, Jerome Powell, Jay Powell, if you will, and how he needs to go. The mismanagement at the Fed, him not lowering interest rates, among many other problems. But the big thing is Trump is a real estate developer, is he kind of knows about how much these kinds of renovations should cost. And when he's touring the place and it's $2.5 billion, and he's saying it should be $50 million, it might be somewhere in the middle. But if I had to guess, it's probably closer to Trump's estimate. So if it's supposed to be closer to 50 million and not 2.5 billion, then the real question is, guys, where did that money go? Whose pockets did it line? Whose friends got rich? It's the same story all the time with these NGOs, these grants, these government contracts, just making everybody else rich at the expense of you and at the expense of me and my children's future. Not happy about it, guys. But Trump is still on truth. We need him over here on X. We do. Nayib Bukele, guys, he bought a whole bunch of Bitcoin back in the day. Went and bought a whole bunch of Bitcoin for El Salvador, and everyone was like, that's dumb. You should never do this. This is ridiculous. Well, look what happened, guys. Current balance for El Salvador's Bitcoin portfolio, 768 million. It was up 155% in 7 days. So 3-month increase, you can see here, quite a good increase with a high of 768.86. Crispy says that's always the question. Yeah, who got rich? That is the real question. So yeah, everyone always was shitting on Nayib Bukele for him buying a bunch of Bitcoin with El Salvador's treasury. Everyone thought it was dumb. Not too many people think it's dumb now, do they? Seems like it was a pretty good investment, especially when your currency is a country's currency like El Salvador's was, where it isn't very stable. There isn't a lot of economy behind it. Kind of makes sense to get behind Bitcoin. I don't know. This isn't financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't think I even have any Bitcoin left. I wish I did. At one point, I had an entire Bitcoin. I think at the time it was like $5,000. Yeah. Sometimes I wish I held on to it, but at the same time, I probably would have mismanaged it just the same. So I would have gotten out at $10,000, just like every other normal person. A person that bought at like $12, $20, $1,000, $5,000. These people that tell you that they would still have it now, 99.99999% of people, they would have sold that shit as soon as they doubled their money. And then they would have the same FOMO as you and I do. So in the last story here for government, Conservative Alternative also here posting that federal court ruled in favor of Trump when it comes to cutting off financial aid for foreign governments. All foreign aid, guys. Court said, yep, you can do it. Executive power, it's allowed. So what do you guys think about this? Do you think that we should be sending foreign aid? Do you think we should be spending our own money to give to countries who abuse us in return when our country is $37 trillion in debt with no end in sight to that? Should we be spending all that money? Should we be giving it to other countries just to keep them addicted to the petrodollar and the dollar? Do you really think we should be doing it? Because I don't. I think foreign aid's kind of dumb. I understand the purpose of it. It was to try and manipulate other countries into being addicted to the dollar. I just don't think that we should be doing it. So I'm very happy that the court sided with Trump here. You can see Robert Johnson. These are all members of the Doge community, the moderators. So you got Robert Johnson, Conservative Alternative, News Nomad, all part of the Doge community, as well as our friend Questionable Gardner. So it turns out President has quite a bit of power after all. Who knew? News Nomad, this is a big deal. CA, this is huge. Might be the biggest win so far. We'll see what he does with it, guys. We need to keep cutting spending. I know everyone hates the Fed, and the Fed does need to go. The Federal Reserve is dog shit. But at the same time, we need to stop spending money. The legislature needs to stop spending. Yes, we need to stop printing, but the legislature needs to stop writing and passing bills that spend money we don't have. They need to start passing bills that cut deeply. Maybe follow some of the recommendations from our friends over at Doge. And speaking of Doge, Questionable Gardner says, hola. Hello, sir. Good to see you in the chat. Crispy agrees, yes. Transitioning, we get into law and crime. First story here is actually just more amusing than anything else, but apparently Melania is now threatening to sue Hunter Biden for $1 billion if he doesn't retract his defamatory statements. It doesn't say what they are in this story, but I believe the next one has it, if I remember correctly. Nope. Okay, maybe I didn't grab that story, but apparently this is in response to Hunter saying that Epstein introduced Trump to Melania. So she is saying this is not true. It is defamatory. And the first lady is saying, no, no, no. So threatening to sue Hunter for $1 billion. I hope she does it. I really want to see what comes out in Discovery on this case. Maybe we'll get the Epstein files, guys. Maybe. You never know. We can hope. I'm kind of thinking we'll never see those, though. This one's interesting. So there was a Culture War episode with Tim Pool. If you haven't watched it, you should. But it was a debate about cops. And it was Michael Malice and it was Mr. Angry Cops here. Now, this, as he says, I thought Michael Malice said stuff like this didn't happen because cops are just, terrible people. So let's just watch this and let me know what you think. Do you think that this person should be given a chance?
Now you're worried about your kids.
What do you mean now?
It's 12:30 at night. You're out driving around with dope and no.
I'm not driving around with dope. He was working on my car.
Right, at 12:30 at night.
I've been here for a while. It doesn't take 10 minutes. Oh my God.
Real hard to believe that you're working on your car in the middle of the night.
I swear, look, he told me to take it around the block for a test drive. I swear.
Here, have a seat.
I can't just leave my kids here.
How many kids do you have here?
2.
This lady brought her 2 kids to a dope deal at a dope house. Addiction's a terrible thing, guys, but people have got to make better decisions when it comes to their kids.
How old are they?
8, 2.
We can have CPS come pick up your kids. I know what goes on in this house, so when you pulled up here, I knew what you had in your car.
Yeah, guys, the cops aren't dumb. They know where the dope houses are.
You know you shouldn't be here. You're gonna end up losing your kids over dope because you don't care about them. So if you don't care about them, well, then maybe if they're in the system somewhere, that maybe they'll end up in a home where someone does care about them.
God, see, harsh, but I think she needs to hear it. Like, that is a harsh statement to make to a mother or a father. Harsh. This is the kind of woman that will take you to a divorce and try and take half your shit, and then she'll spend it on dope.
Stop using dope.
Stop having kids with the wrong people. I can attest. Don't have kids with the wrong people. Don't do it. It's not worth it.
All right, Nadine, we got a couple options. One, tow the car, take you to West Valley.
Hopefully the father is in the picture because this lady should not have these kids.
Have CPS come get your kids.
Please don't do that.
Well, then what do you expect me to do? If you were in my shoes, what would you do? Throw the dope on the ground, let you go until you don't do it again? All right? You get your kids right now, you put them in the car, and you get out of here, and you don't come back here.
I want to get my kids.
Stop using dope. I don't do this. I usually take people to jail. But I'm not tonight because of your kids. I'm giving you a chance tonight. I'm going to let you take your kids, and I'm going to write you a cite for the dope because it's only a misdemeanor. You have no felonies. You can get a job. You can go to school before you ruin your life.
Yeah, you're right.
There's programs out there that can help you. You need to make effort.
Yeah, guys, there's programs out there to help people. There are, but most people choose not to take advantage of them. So do you think she should have gotten an extra chance? And like Anger Cop says, I thought that Michael Malice says this doesn't happen. Guys, there are lots of good cops out there. There are some shitty ones too. Like, absolutely. Like in any group of people, guys, there are bad ones and good ones. And there are far more good ones than bad. But it's only the bad ones you hear about, which gives a bad name to all of them. But we ask them to do a job that is thankless. We ask them to do a job that's difficult. They have to make split-second life-changing, life-altering, potentially life-taking decisions. And then we go Monday morning quarterback these people and say that, oh, I would have done it different. They shouldn't have done this. They shouldn't have done that. It's like, you weren't there. And there's a lot of decent ones like this. I don't think that lady deserved the chance, but hey, what am I to say? Lord Miles here points out a very interesting thing. A law that carries a fine, so a civil infraction that is just a fine, is just a barrier to entry. It's to keep poor people from doing something. Speeding tickets are a very, very, very good example of this. You know who doesn't care about speeding tickets and parking tickets? Rich people. There are some times that it's cheaper to pay a parking ticket than it is to buy a parking spot in a garage. if you're really in a hurry and you need to park, you just park illegally. You get a ticket. Oh no. Pay the fine, carry on with your life. Rich people can do that. Poor people can't. Apparently, rich people can go to Antarctica. Because as it points out here, this 19-year-old pilot now has to pay $30,000 to a charity after illegally landing in Antarctica because they wanted to fly solo and land on all 7 continents. So Lord Miles points out, and it's very true, so the price to go to Antarctica is $30,000. That's the message here, guys. If you're rich enough to afford to spend 30 grand in a fine, that's a donation to charity. If you have 30 grand, you can go to Antarctica. If you have a couple $100, you can go as fast as you want going to work. Like, the whole civil infraction, just carrying a fine thing is just barrier to entry for poor people. Rich people don't give a shit about any of it. It's silly. But it's something that doesn't get talked about very often. So it's interesting that Lord Miles posted this. I like it. Thank you, Lord Miles. You got here, Thomas Massie, guys, has been at war with the legislature, rightfully so, for a while now. Crispy says, let's go. Or agreed. Yeah. Chat band, let's go. Yeah, see, rich people can pretty much do whatever they want. They just pay the fine. Massey here, though. Why is Trump sending troops to D.C. to fight crime during a recess? All the criminals went home to their districts. Oh, Thomas Massey. You have a special place in our hearts, sir. We talk about D.C. and crime in D.C. This is the major story over the last couple of days, guys. No level of crime is acceptable. President Trump is committed to restoring law and order. Thank you, law enforcement, the dedicated men and women in uniform keeping the D.C. streets safe. Yeah, guys, military is now being used in D.C. to enforce criminal law because, well, the Democrats aren't doing a very good job. Some more Epstein references. Yes, it is a distraction, guys. It probably is. But that's okay. We also need to get this done. So what'd they do? Well, all these people are used to getting away with everything. So what happens when there's a new sheriff in town? Well, let's watch that again. Yeah, pushing cops, not smart, guys. Those are some pretty aggressive shoves. Yeah, guys, F around and find out now. DC is under a lot different control. Mario Bowser? The DC police chief? Federal law enforcement. The military? Yep. And then what? Well, you get a man who, you know, hey, let's throw a sandwich at a Fed. Hey, that's kind of dumb. Don't throw stuff at cops, guys. Don't assault the cops. It's a very bad idea. Man arrested in D.C. for assaulting a Border Patrol agent working for the DOJ. He's now been terminated. He worked for the DOJ, guys. He was terminated and now faces felony charges. This guy knew better. He worked for the Department of Justice and threw a Subway sandwich at a law enforcement officer, got fired, and is now facing a felony for doing it. Motherfucker! Like, that's not like, oh, I tripped, I threw it on accident. Like, that guy overhand throws a sandwich at a cop. Throws like a girl, though. The salmon-colored shirt makes sense.
They what?
You see these fascists right here?
Fascists?
Fuck you! Fuck you, fascists!
Like, these guys are unhinged. The left is just going a little crazy, a little bit. Best story of the week. Yeah, Crispy, the Subway sandwich throwing was funny. But then you get stuff like this. The leftists have gathered to heckle and boo the cops because the cops are showing up in their neighborhoods trying to restore order, to eliminate crime. People are booing the cops for doing their job.
Here's a real cop. He has a badge. He has insignia. He has a name on his chest. That's a real cop.
Fuck no!
Go home.
Harassing citizens, he's not a real cop.
mostly disfigured white people and overweight white people. Like, I don't know how you take these people seriously. Boo all you want. The feds ain't leaving. They're going to keep enforcing the law, which they should have done a long time ago. That's right, Karen. Welcome to the chat. Let them expose themselves. We're going to transition to our energy and nuclear section, guys. My favorite section. This one's actually been popping off real hard the last couple of weeks. The U.S. Department of Energy account has been very active. So you can see here, energy prices are down from last year. Gasoline down 9.5%. Energy commodities down 9%. Energy down 1.6%. Thank you to the POTUS. I agree, guys. Cost of energy is going down. And when the cost of energy goes down, we tend to flourish better. So not only that, the Energy Department has selected 11 projects, even better, to expedite the testing of advanced reactors in the U.S. The goal is to have at least 3 reactors go critical by July 4th of next year. Yes. We need more of this. Absolutely, we need more of this. We need much more of this. More energy, and nuclear is really the only answer, guys. If we want to win the AI race, if we want to have enough power to power the data centers of the future, we have to have nuclear. We have to. It's not going to happen with wind and bird blenders. It's not going to happen with solar covering farms. It's not. It has to be nuclear. And you can see here, U.S. Department Office of Nuclear Energy checklist for a nuclear energy renaissance, modernize nuclear regulations. Guys, I actually just watched a video earlier about how in the 60s and 70s and 80s, the changes to the regulations and restrictions around nuclear power destroyed the industry. Even before 3 Mile Island, the industry was already in decline. And ALARA is one of the main reasons for that decline, at least according to the video. It makes some sense, though, because ALARA, which stands for as low as reasonably achievable, set the policies and the licensing requirements for a lot of these facilities. And they made it so you have to use so much more concrete, so much more steel, so many additional safety features, so many additional everything. Just layer and layer of regulations. There was 10 times the number of regulations, and it cost over 6 times as much to build a nuclear plant after those changes to the regulations. It's not sustainable. It's why the industry died. But streamline nuclear reactor testing, deploy nuclear reactors for national security, yes, and reinvigorate the industrial base. Karen says it's the only option for clean baseline. Yes, baseload power, guys, is required. It is absolutely 100% necessary, not just for energy security and safety, because when the power goes out and you're a diabetic and your refrigerator dies, your insulin goes bad. When you're on a respirator because of COPD or other respiratory illness and your oxygen generator doesn't work, you can die. People rely on heating and cooling to not die. Electricity is absolutely required. The base load is 100% required to keep the grid operating, and it absolutely should be nuclear. I completely agree. Also, they just posted, this is an amazing update, guys. The Idaho National Labs cracked the code on molten salt fuel production, developing this process to produce fuel for the world's first fast spectrum salt-fueled reactor test. So let's pull up the article real quick and see what they say. Scaling up. So Idaho National Lab cracks the code. So this is actually not a liquid fluoride thorium reactor, which would take a fluoride salt. This is actually a chloride salt. So the team needed to make 18 kilograms of fuel salt at a time while converting 90% of uranium metal fuel stock into uranium chloride. Again, a chloride-based fuel, not fluoride, but that's okay. I don't mind them trying different things. They were able to convert up to 80% of the metal and make 10 kilograms per batch, but then it took 200 hours, and they said this isn't good enough. So they brought in some more experts to Idaho National Labs Southern Company, made Vogel down in Georgia, and TerraPower, which I believe is Bill Gates' organization, to help design a series of experiments. And they made 18 kilograms of fuel in 8 hours, and they want to have it down to 5. Now, that's great, but they need to make 72 to 75 batches of this. It's good. It's a good thing, right? Updates. The Advanced Reactor Demonstration Program, guys. More work that they're doing to try and reinvigorate the nuclear industry in the United States. I love to see it. We have more funding for reactor demonstrations and advanced reactor concepts. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Questionable Garter says that's huge because the byproduct of Mars soil to oxygen is chloride. Interesting. Okay, well, that actually makes a lot of sense why you would investigate a chloride salt over a fluoride salt. If you have a plentiful source of chloride on a place like Mars, for instance, that actually makes a whole lot of sense why you'd want to research that. Thank you for that extra little piece of information. In a transition post, guys, one of my favorite artists, Tom McDonald, releasing a new video tomorrow titled "The Devil is a Democrat." This should be a fun one. Let me know what you guys think. I might do a reaction to it. I need to make a reaction video for the week, so I'll probably do this one tomorrow. Maybe Saturday I'll put it out. So I'll be doing one reaction video, and I'll be doing one relationship reaction video as well. So I'll be doing a music and a relationship reaction. The relationship reaction video is more going to be on brand because I am pushing to transition the channel more to news for the show that we're doing now, as well as to support the Men's Empowerment Network and get the word out for them. So check out my description, channel profile. You can find the link to my webpage. You can find the links to all of the things that you need. Did I see Tom's good jeans? Love Tom McDonald. Yes, Tom McDonald is amazing. Which good jeans? Did you say that? Is it the video that I played on the last episode? Because maybe. But yeah, guys, Tom McDonald video tomorrow. Check it out. It'll be great. It always is, guys. It always is. I have a bunch of songs that I want to react to of his that are not on videos and they're not currently on YouTube. So I'm trying to discuss it with him over on his Discord. Gardner's going to DM it. Okay, sounds good. Just let me know. And then you have an unhinged lady, guys. This one was sent to us by Shell. The left is just so sensitive and silly about so many things.
I know it's really dumb, but I just went to 2 different Starbucks.
Hi, welcome to Starbucks. Let's make it started for you today.
I also don't understand why, and it's primarily women, feel the need to film themselves having meltdowns about absolutely silly things. Anybody. If anybody can tell me, any of the women in the audience, if you can tell me why women do this, I would love to know. Because to me, it seems really dumb to film yourself and then put it on the internet like this. Having a meltdown over something this stupid, but...
Hi there. Do you guys have the summerberry still?
Do you still have the summerberry? The fuck?
Please don't. I'm sorry, please.
I'm just desperate to find it.
Yeah, everyone is supposed to technically be out of it by now.
And I just had the worst day. I really want my emotional support drink.
What the fuck? She needs her emotional support drink. Guys, we are so cooked.
I got laid off a month ago, but they gave me 30 days notice.
She got laid off a month ago, but they gave her 30 days notice. So they're paying her to work for a month after telling her she's getting laid off. That's like super privileged, by the way. Karen says it's the culture to overshare everything. When did that start? Did that start with Instagram and everybody sharing their breakfast? Is that where that started? Somebody let me know. I was off social media for so long during my marriage that I missed the entire origin of many of these silly things.
So that I could keep working.
I didn't see him. I wouldn't say I missed them. That was misspeaking. I didn't miss them at all. This is all dumb.
Which I really appreciated because I needed the income, but my last day is on Friday, and I'm having to go to work every day this week at a job that I'm already laid off from.
You don't have to go.
I worked at this place for 5 years. It's just a small thing, but I was just gonna comfort myself tonight I don't drink. I'm sober, so I don't go to the bar when I don't feel good. I go to Starbucks. And it just feels like we should get some warning when something's going to be disappearing.
It's a seasonal beverage, woman. You got the warning. The season is over. Like, wow. That's all I'm going to say. Holy cow. Okay, I'm just going to share this one now. Oh my gosh. You definitely DM'd it. It started with Facebook with everyone sharing their dinner. Okay, it was the invention of the front-facing camera. That actually makes a lot of sense. It's the camera that's on the front, not just the back. So this camera, okay. I could see that. Seems to be the norm now to post your most embarrassing moments or at least fake them. Ooh, that's also a good point. I don't know. I feel like I should leave this up here for a little bit. What do you guys think? Oh, thank you for sharing that. As we get into the memes, though, guys, Christina keeps threatening to take me to a Waffle House. Like, I heard this is where the greatest fighters are. You know what, Vegeta? You might be right. I've seen lots of video clips, but it's only after 2 a.m. After 2 a.m., the good fighters come out. Britney Spears started it. No media is bad media. I don't know if that's true. Like, I guess they had the whole Save Britney movement. So they got her emancipated, but then it just didn't end up well. Karen says, true, Crispy, a lot of staged ones. Yeah. Yeah. Everything is fake. You got Crispy, just discovered in a deep lake in Kentucky. It's the cookie monstador. Extinct for 2,000 years. Research says the species mostly stole cookies from its neighbors. Lots of staged crying videos on TikTok. Nice play on words there. And we have one more, guys. National Lampoon's Washington, D.C. vacation. The gang fight. I also like, very, very quick, they've already added a sandwich to the arsenal of a D.C. criminal offender. Let me get this pulled up because I've got a bunch of ones to share from Karen. Karen really did her homework. So we have the Babylon Bee. DC mayor warns Trump's crime-fighting measures will unfairly impact criminals. Yeah, that's kind of the point, don't you think? Waffle House is awesome. Never saw a fight there. Did you go after 2 a.m., Crispy? Just asking. Christina's listening. She said, thanks for the shout out. You're welcome, Christina. And keep threatening us with a good time. We'll eventually get there. I'm going to watch the show now, but there's some stuff for Thursday. Okay. I don't understand the reference on this one. So can somebody help? I don't recognize the people. Other than it's a mixed race baby, the girl looks like a dude, and the guy is in jail. I'm assuming the guy's the one in jail in this because he's wearing orange and he's behind the glass. But maybe the baby and the lady are in jail and he's visiting. I don't know. What do you guys think? We're going to. It's like you have to go with Christina. Yeah, Karen. If I go to Waffle House, it's gonna be with Christina. Don't worry. Someone can explain that one to me. I don't know. I don't know who those people were. So I feel like I'm missing the reference, but that's okay. I'm old. When you realize your people were being judged by the content of their character all along. Oh, yeah, that hurts. But yeah, guys, 100%. I don't understand why they have just shit all over Martin Luther King's dream. I absolutely want to treat people based on the content of their character. Don't be a shitty person. I won't treat you like a piece of shit. How about that? Seems like a pretty easy thing to do. Don't be a shitty person and you won't get treated like shit. Checks with chart. Stop. That's for anybody. That's for anybody. That's not just for one race. That's not just for one group. That's not one gender, one edit. No. Anybody. Don't be a shitty person and you won't get treated like shit. It's only fair. I had the perfect meme for this, but Hillary deleted it. Yeah, that sounds about right. Also, be careful being a friend of the Clintons. I've heard that can be very bad for your health. So be very careful. Oh, oh, guys. Oh, oh. Yeah. Zelensky locking out the peace bird for sure because he knows if he ever has an election, guys, he's gone. The only way to keep the election from happening, keep the war going. Keep the war going, he gets to stay in power. I don't know why anybody thinks that this clown deserves to be in power any longer. He absolutely doesn't. Oh, we have another Zelensky meme. More money, more money, more money. You betrayed me. Yeah, that actually makes a lot more sense than it should. Yeah, he's just, yeah. The Zelensky doll, send help, squeeze me, and I'll ask for aid. Or just money. Just money. Or weapons. Mystery powder. Yeah, makes sense. That was, the little bit of nose candy, I guess. You have the secret Republican plot to make liberals look like idiots, known as Operation Just Let Them Speak, is working. Yeah, guys, the progressives are just doing themselves in. It's quite funny to watch. Oh, yes, I actually just saw this. Yes, thank you for bringing this one up. I saw this right before we went live. I almost grabbed it. I will probably add this for Saturday as well. So let me just go ahead and throw that in there for Saturday. So Attorney General Liz Murrill, I'm suing Roblox, the #1 gaming site for children and teens and a breeding ground for sex predators. Due to Roblox's lack of safety protocols and endangers the safety of the children of Louisiana, Roblox is overrun with harmful content and child predators because it prioritizes user growth, revenue, and profit over child safety. Every parent should be aware of the clear and present danger mistype there, Mr. Attorney General, not poised, to their children by Roblox so they can prevent the unthinkable from ever happening in their own home. Yeah. Valentina here. I have caught pedophiles from multiple platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Blue Sky with I Fight for Kids. Roblox is protecting pedophiles and endangering children. They banned the predator catchers, but not the actual pedophiles. Roblox, I warned you that this was coming. Ooh, guys, that is an awful thing. Terrible way to end the show, but it's important anyways. Guys, that's the news from the last 2 days. That's the news. I appreciate everybody for showing up. Check out my profile. Follow the links there. You can get a hold of buying me a coffee. You can get my merch store, which I do need updated designs. If anyone wants to design some things for my merch store, you just let me know. There might be some money in it for you. Also, you can check out the Men's Empowerment Network. If you are going through a relationship struggle, a divorce, or a custody fight, you reach out to me and I will help you. I will be providing coaching to people on emotional control, checking your ego, investments, what to do with your money, how to survive the process, because it's not a short process, guys. Court is not like it is in Law and Order. It doesn't take 30 minutes. My divorce took 2 years. My custody battle was 2.5. And that was actually kind of quick. It's a very frustrating process to go through. And I'd gladly help you through it. So check that out. Check out Tuesday and Thursday night. We have the evening update. Saturday night at 7 o'clock, you can catch us for the full weekly update. So I look forward to seeing you there. Tuesday nights, topic exchange, 8:45 p.m. Gardner, myself, and Shell are going to bring you all kinds of fun and interesting things. Sunday, Christina and Shell have their Bible group, 4 p.m. Eastern. Check it out. And you know what? Check out the Troll Village. Check out the Men's Empowerment Network. Check out the Patriot Dad community. Just do all the things. Make sure you share out the live stream so your friends and family can watch it as well. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. I will see you on Saturday night. Take care of yourselves, and God bless.